The Security Plus is the most important tech certification out there to help you get started in an entry-level IT role. And no, the Security Plus is not enough for you to go directly into a six-figure entry-level IT role if you have absolutely no experience and if you don't have a government security clearance. That's just unrealistic. And I'm here to give you the real information on what it really takes to break into IT if you have no experience and if you have no degree whatsoever. But the Security Plus will open up the door for you to land your first tech job, and it will open up the path to a six-figure tech career for you. My name is Simone B. I'm 16 years into my tech career, and I've had over 9 different tech jobs throughout my career, and I got started with just one tech certification. So if you do get the right tech certifications, it will have a major impact on your life and on your career. Literally, your second or your third tech job can pay you 6 figures if you just follow step by step what I'm gonna go over in this video. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. This is not going to be an overnight story for you, but this will require you to put in work, put in time and effort to study this new tech information that you're going to learn, practice these new tech skills that you need to know for you to really thrive in your tech career. But it's all going to be worth it because in the end, you'll be able to land your first tech job, and this will be a career that you can work in for the rest of your life. Just like Jonathan, who landed his first IT help desk support role following my career blueprint, or Todd, who landed his first tech job in less than 2 weeks after getting his Security Plus and by following my career blueprint, or even Devin, who landed a GovTech role paying $75,000 a year that sponsored his government security clearance after following my advice to the T. When you actually follow through, put in the work, and apply this information, it will work for you, trust me. In this video, I'll be going over exactly why the Security Plus should be the first tech certification that you get to start your IT career, and why the Security Plus is so valued in the GovTech industry, and I'll also be going over how the Security Plus helped me double my tech salary. But before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe, because I've noticed that a lot of you have been watching my videos, but you have not subscribed to my channel yet. So hit that subscribe button right now before we get into all of this good information. So what is the Security Plus certification? The Security Plus certification is a cybersecurity certification that is offered by CompTIA. Now, even though this is a cybersecurity certification, it does not mean that you're going to go directly into a cybersecurity role. I want to make that completely clear. I'm going to talk about why this certification is important a little bit later in the video, so just make sure you keep watching until the end. Now, I'm going to take this directly from CompTIA's website on what the Security Plus is, all the exam objectives, and what it covers. So the CompTIA Security Plus is a global certification that establishes the essential skills required for core security functions and a career in IT security. It showcases professionals' capabilities in securing networks, applications, and devices, ensuring data integrity, confidentiality, and availability. The CompTIA Security Plus focuses on practical hands-on skills to tackle real-world challenges. Now, I don't completely agree with what CompTIA says this certification does, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the objectives. So the Security Plus is now on the Security Plus 701. When I got the Security Plus, I got the Security Plus 401. So it's been quite some time, but I keep up to date with everything going on with the Security Plus because every 3 years you do need to renew your certification. So let's hop into the exam objectives of the Security Plus. So the first objective is general security concepts. This is going to make up 12% of the exam. So this covers security controls, fundamental concepts, change management, cryptographic solutions. The next exam objective is threats, vulnerabilities, and mitigation. This is going to be 22% of the exam, and this covers threat actors and motivations, threat vectors and attack surfaces, vulnerabilities, malicious activity, mitigation techniques. The next exam objective is security architecture, and this makes up 18% of the exam, and this covers architecture models, enterprise infrastructure, data protection, resilience and recovery. And the next Security Plus objective is security operations. This was the big change with 701, was covering more of security operations. This is 28% of the exams. So this covers computing resources, asset management, vulnerability management, alerting and monitoring, enterprise security, identity and access management, automation and orchestration, incident response, and data sources. Now, the last exam objective is security program management and oversight. And this exam objective covers security governance, risk management, third-party risk, security compliance, audits and assessments, and security awareness. Now, there's so much information that is covered in the Security Plus certification that I consider this certification to literally be a mile wide and an inch deep. So this certification covers a ton of different security topics, but none of it is actually hands-on. Everything that's inside of this exam is going to be mostly memorization based or even just understanding general security concepts. Nothing is going to be actual hands-on cybersecurity information, but the main thing that this certification teaches you is the foundations of cybersecurity and information assurance. And that is why the government values it so much. The government is really big on making sure that everybody has a baseline understanding of information, and they use certifications to prove that. That's why over the years, you might have seen some certifications that have changed from being lifetime certifications to certifications that you need to renew every 3 years because they are trying to cater to the government. So for example, the OSCP certification, which is offered by Offensive Security, this certification has changed from lifetime to a certification that needs to be renewed every 3 years. And I've started to see this certification pop up more on job descriptions when companies are looking to hire professionals. Now, I don't want to get too deep into what you need to do to study and pass the Security Plus certification. I have a full video on my YouTube channel that covers exactly how to pass the Security Plus 701 on your first try. So if you need to get that information, just go watch that video. The link will be in the description below. So I seem to get this question a lot on social media where people ask me, hey, well, you recommend people to get the Security Plus certification to get an entry-level IT job like help desk, IT support, or IT technician, but the Security Plus does not cover anything that's IT related or help desk related. So why do you recommend this certification? Now, I recommend the Security Plus certification because when it comes to building on your foundational knowledge and just building your knowledge as an IT professional in general, you always want to start from the basics, right? So even though the Security Plus will be the first certification that you get, if you have no tech experience whatsoever, what I recommend for you to do is build that foundational IT knowledge first before you go and take the Security Plus certification. Now, if you have no experience whatsoever, to build this foundational IT knowledge, what I recommend for you to do is literally just use Professor Messer's A+ free course that he has here on YouTube. You can watch that and you can do some free labs on Try Hack Me, and that will literally teach you the foundational information that you need to know about help desk and IT support. So when I talk about the Security Plus, I'm already assuming that the only way for you to even pass the Security Plus is to understand computers and IT at a foundational level. And you don't need any tech experience to get to that point. So if you have no tech experience whatsoever, it's going to take you about 90 days to get your Security Plus. I have seen some people inside of my community that have gotten the Security Plus in 30 days with no experience, but most people it's going to take you at least 90 days. If you have tech experience already, it really shouldn't take you any longer than 30 to 45 days to just lock in and pass the Security Plus certification. Now, I know a lot of people think that it's a stretch to say that if you get the Security Plus certification, eventually in your career you will make 6 figures, but Security Plus holders on average make about $112,000 per year. So it's really not far-fetched to say that if you get your Security Plus, you start working in tech, eventually in your career you will make 6 figures. Because let's not forget, the average tech professional makes 6 figures anyway, so 6 figures should always be your goal in your career. Now let me dive a bit deeper on why the Security Plus certification is so valuable in the GovTech industry. So a lot of people have been asking in the comments, hey, can you please make a video about the DoD 8570, DoD 8140, please make a full video on that. So I will go into what the DoD 8570 is. The DoD 8570, which is now called the 8140, it is a baseline of information assurance certifications that the government requires IT professionals or technical professionals to have to work specific roles on any type of government contract. Now that sounds very complicated, but just to keep it really simple, let's say if you wanted to be a cybersecurity analyst, they will require you to have either the Security Plus certification or the CYSA Plus certification. Or let's say you wanted to be a network technician, the government will require you to have the Cisco CCNA certification, and then depending on the role, you might need to have the Security Plus certification as well. So what the government does is literally have certifications that will align to different roles. And if you don't have these certifications, then you are not going to be able to work these different roles. So if you ever go onto clearancejobs.com, you will see it come up a lot where it will say you must have the Security Plus certification to work this job, or it will say you need to be able to get the Security Plus certification within 180 days of starting the role. So you'll see that a lot in GovTech because it is contractually required by the government for the tech professionals to have these certifications. It's not an option. So, like I said, this is the DoD 8570 or 8140 baseline certification. The government has now changed the name to 8140, but it's essentially all the exact same certifications. They're just more aligned with different tech jobs, right? So what I'll do is do a quick overview of the DoD 8570, 8140 baseline certifications. So here you have IA technical at the top. So these are all the different technical roles here. So in IAT level 1, that's where you have the A+ certification. You also have the CCNA security certification, CND certification, and the Network Plus certification, right? So the way that I was able to get into the industry, I had no idea that these certifications were aligned to anything that the government or government technology industry recognized. I had no idea until recently, within, the past 5 years. I had spoke to somebody at CompTIA, and literally around the time that I ended up getting the A+ certification was when the DoD 8570 first went into implementation, right? So I was probably one of the first few people that even benefited from this, and I was still in high school. So I got that A+ certification, and that's how I got my first IT help desk internship. But I would not recommend anybody over the age of 18 to get the A+ certification. You need to just skip it. Just go straight for the Security Plus. So Security Plus is at IAT level 2. IAT level 2 certifications are required for you to be able to get root or administrator access on government systems. So if you work for a government contractor company, or even if you work for the federal government, you will need to get the Security Plus to be able to meet this requirement. That's why when you go look on Clearance Jobs, you'll see a ton of different jobs that literally say, hey, you have to have a Security Plus. And that is because you cannot do your job and have root or administrative access or privileged user access if you don't have a Security Plus. I literally just started a new role recently, and the only thing they asked me for was for me to send them my Security Plus certification because they needed to make my account that has root access on one of our government systems, all right? That's how important the Security Plus certification is. This is literally the most important certification that you can get, and it spans across industries, all right? But it's the most valuable in the GovTech industry because it's going to allow you to work these roles where you can get root or admin access. Everybody else that's trying to get into IT in the GovTech space, most of them aren't going to get the Security Plus. They get the bad advice that they've been hearing from people forever, telling you to get the CompTIA trifecta, which is the A+, Net Plus, and the Security Plus. Now let's take a look here at the DoD 8570 again, right? Like I said, IAT level 1. This does not give you root or administrative access. Look where the A+ lands, IAT level 1. Look where the Network Plus lands, IAT level 1. So you still aren't able to get root or administrative access until you get the Security Plus, which is why you should just go straight for it. All right, y'all. Now, I'm going to cover other certifications here in the DoD 8570. CYSA Plus is extremely important in the GovTech space as well. The CYSA Plus certification, this certification here is covered across a lot of the 8570 baseline certs. So you have it here at IAT level 1. CYSA Plus also shows up down here at the bottom where we have cybersecurity service provider categories. So we have the CSSP analyst, which is basically cybersecurity analyst roles. You have CYSA Plus pop up there. You also have CYSA Plus pop up under infrastructure support roles. CYSA Plus also comes up under auditor roles as well. All right, so CYSA Plus is extremely valuable in the GovTech industry as well. And now, once you want to move on to IAT level 3. So IAT level 3 is typically aligned with cybersecurity engineer roles. So you have the CASP certification, which is also offered by CompTIA. And this CASP certification, again, very valuable because it does show up in a couple of different places here as well. It also shows up down here under IA System Architecture and Engineering. It shows up as right here for IASAE level 2. All right. And it also shows in IASAE level 1 as well. Now, from here, this is why the CISSP and the CISM certifications are so important in GovTech as well, because the CISA certification comes in at IAT level 3, which will help you with cybersecurity engineer roles. It also comes up in auditing as well for the different auditing roles here. So it is very, very valuable, right? And finally, you have the CISSP, which is extremely valuable too, because the CISSP, even the associate level cert, if you do not have at least 5 years of experience, do not get the CISSP certification. All right, y'all, just wait until it's time for you to get it. So CISSP shows up here for IAM level 3, which is the management level for cybersecurity. So you'll see CISM, you'll also see CISSP. You'll see CISSP here for the architecture engineering level 3 roles. So you'll see it pop up in a lot of different places. And then you also have CISM as well, which comes up for CSSP manager. And CISM is another valuable cert. It comes up in IAM level 3, CSSP manager as well. And then finally, a lot of people ask me about this certification too. The CEH, which is a certified ethical hacker certification. I do not recommend you to get the CEH certification. I just do not think that it's valuable, even though it does come up here for CSSP analyst. It comes up on infrastructure support, and it comes up on incident response and auditor. I just think that especially if you have to pay for it out of pocket, right? It's $1,000 certification. If you don't have any experience, it will not help you land a job, right? But if your company is paying for it, you already have experience, sure, go for it. I just think that the CYSA Plus is more valuable because, as you see, CYSA Plus is here under auditor, it's here under infrastructure support, it's here under analyst, and it also pops up under IAT level 2 as well, right? So that's just my personal opinion, but that really is a quick overview of the DoD 8570, 8140 certifications. This really is the Bible when it comes to GovTech, because these certifications are required. If you just go on to clearancejobs.com and you start searching for these certifications on ClearanceJobs, you'll see so many roles that come up and it'll say that it's required. So now you understand why the Security Plus certification is so important in GovTech. It is the sole reason why I was able to double my salary in GovTech. I went from making $72,500 a year to $140,000 a year just by getting the Security Plus certification. So when I had ended up graduating college, I went to school for computer science on a basketball scholarship. I graduated, I started working for a company as an embedded software engineer, and I was making $72,500 a year. And what I was doing with this job was writing code for embedded systems that this government contractor company was creating. So while I was working this job, it was always my goal to make it overseas. I'm from the DC area, and by growing up in the DC area, I would see a lot of people that would go overseas and they'd make anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 a year as overseas government contractors. So when I started working at this government contractor company, my main goal was to use this job as a stepping stone to get overseas. So when I started working at this job, I started talking to my coworkers, asking them, hey, how can I get overseas? And everybody told me that it was not going to be possible to get overseas. But me, I never take no for an answer. So I continued to start looking on the internal career website. And about a year and a half after starting at the company, I finally found a position that was overseas, that was mid-level, that I felt like I could do the job for. So I ended up reaching out to the hiring manager for for this position that was overseas. This was a radar system engineer position, and it really combines software and hardware skills together. And you're the person that's on site, that is the technical SME on site that's required to keep the system up and running 24/7. So I sent my resume to the hiring manager. I gave the hiring manager a call. I literally told him like, hey, you know, I've always wanted to go overseas. I can't believe this position is up here. You know, let me know what you think about my resume and if I'm a good fit for this role. So he took a look at my resume. He said, yeah, you know, you look like you're a good fit. You have the experience, you have the background for it for sure, but you do not have the Security Plus certification. And that is when I found out how valuable certifications were. I really was confused on why, you know, I got the degree. Everybody tells you to go to school, get the degrees. I have the experience. And now he's telling me I have to get this certification because he said that they literally would not even interview anybody who did not already have the Security Plus certification. So that's when I went and got the Security Plus. Took me a month of studying to get the Security Plus. By the time I got it, they had already filled the role. So after them filling the role, he told me he would reach back out to me if they got any other opportunities. He ended up reaching back out to me 4 months later. So this was February 2017, and I ended up doing the interview. Of course, I did a great job on the interview. I crushed it. They flew me up to Boston to do the interview. Actually, you know, this is back when they were doing in-person interviews. So they flew me to Boston to do the interview. I did it. I crushed it. I ended up getting the job offer about a week later, and the job offer was for a position in Japan as a radar system engineer. I was making $140,000 a year. I got this role at 24 years old. And again, I believe that it's all because of the Security Plus, because literally I couldn't even apply to this job until I got the Security Plus. So the Security Plus certification, it opened up so many doors for me. It has literally opened up so many doors for people that have followed my framework and followed my GovTech career blueprint, and it helped them get their first GovTech job or even their first IT job that wasn't even in the GovTech industry. It's also helped other people that were already working in help desk or already working in an IT role get the Security Plus and then double their salary by either going overseas or by transitioning into the GovTech industry. So again, I believe that the Security Plus is hands down the best certification that you can get to really get your career going and to take your career to the next level if you don't already have it. And it's not just about the certification. Just like I talked about earlier, I do not believe that the Security Plus gives you all of the hands-on skills that you need to be an IT professional, and definitely not to be a cybersecurity professional. But what you want to do is spend time doing hands-on practical labs, so that way you actually get the hands-on experience while you are working towards landing your first job or just leveling up in your tech career. So you can end up doing hands-on labs completely for free on YouTube. Any type of lab that you want to do, all you need to do is literally search it on YouTube. If you want to learn how to get into help desk, you can search help desk lab. If you want to learn how to get a Linux system administrator role, you can search Linux system administrator lab. There are many labs available for free on YouTube that you can go through, learn the hands-on skill, because it's just hands-on practice and following somebody else as they're walking you through a tutorial. You can also get more hands-on experience on platforms like TryHackMe. I like TryHackMe a lot because they have a lot of free hands-on labs that you can go through that teach you foundational IT information, cybersecurity, foundational skills, and they even have capture the flags that you can go through as well. So definitely check out TryHackMe. And it's not sponsored whatsoever. It's literally what I use to get more hands-on experience, and it's what I recommend to other people in my community and my clients as well. And the last place I recommend that you go to get hands-on experience is ChatGPT. You literally can go on a ChatGPT and drop in a job description of a role that you're interested in and tell ChatGPT to make you a hands-on lab tutorial that you can walk through, so that way you can get hands-on experience to talk about in your job interviews. And you can also just talk about it on LinkedIn as you're going through these labs and getting the experience. So never take all of these resources for granted, because a lot of the information is already out there for free, but you just have to go and implement it, practice, study, spend at least 1 hour a day working towards getting your foot in the door in the IT field, and it will work out for you. Now again, this video, like I said, this is no get rich quick scheme. This is an actual career. This is something that you can do for the rest of your life if you build a strong foundation and you take your time to actually learn the skills. Do not use any type of exam dumps to pass the certifications. Don't pay anybody to take any certifications for you. Do it the right way, and this will be something that you can do for the rest of your life. So there you have it. The real reason why I recommend the Security Plus as the first certification that you should get to get your foot in the door in GovTech, and as the first certification that you should get if you want to be able to land a job that's going to sponsor you for a government security clearance. This will set you on the right path to getting into a six-figure tech career. If you want to start a career in GovTech, the Security Plus is the best certification for you to get. If you're ready to commit for 1 to 3 months of studying for at least an hour a day, I have made a completely free GovTech course that you can go through that teaches you step by step how to land your first GovTech role even if you have no tech experience. So if you're ready to make a career change and transition into GovTech, click the link in the description below. Go watch my free GovTech course and I'll walk you through exactly what you need to do to get started. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.